Qlik back again, and I am so excited. You're never going to believe this. I just got promoted to being the chief executive officer for a gigantic conglomerate sales organization that's global. Yep, I know, I know. How lucky am I? Well, truth be told, they're having an awful lot of cash flow issues that they can't seem to figure out, and they're not really sure how their fourth quarter is shaping up. I need to get these answers quick. So I'm going to ask Qlik's Advisor. It's kind of like the pick up the phone and call Bob and ask Bob a question button in the real world. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, let me see what kind of apps I have available to me. Well, I want to use the one that combines Salesforce data and SAP data because I need to see a big, truthful story about what's going on in our organization, not just one side of it. So if I ask for that, what's neat is it comes up and it just immediately prompts me with what the measures are available that are in that application. Now, if I was in the app, I'd probably be looking at pretty KPIs all over the place, but you know how us big cheeses are. We don't really have time for, walking through a whole bunch of screens. Well, the first thing I need to know, because I know we're having cash flows issue, is what our DSO is. Well, 20 days seems pretty reasonable. So I'm wondering where the problem is. So I might want to find out the who, what, where, when, why, right? And so what might want to do is just go ahead and drive down into that question and say, hey, can you split that up by sales office for me? Boy, I really hate typing. I got to tell you, that's not one of my skills as a big cheese. It drives down, looks at the day sales outstanding, combines everything for me, and what I can see is immediately, within a minute, I know which offices are having trouble with the day sales outstanding. Now, it's not the salespeople in those organizations that's having the problem. It's the customers that those offices are selling to that are not paying us promptly. I need to get on the phone and holler at somebody and get that taken care of. Okay, that's taken care of. Good. I'm ready to find out how our fourth quarter is doing now. Well, as you could tell, I'm just a horrible typer. So I'd rather, what I really love is using the speech feature that I can literally just ask the question as though I was talking to Bob. How many open deals do we have? Now, what I love is that I asked for the open deals, and it knows, because of a vocabulary construct, that that really relates to the open opportunities that the organization has. And you'll notice that it also used those and related them to my last known context, which was the sales offices, because it knows I want to break these things down. Well, I can see something interesting here already. That Hamburg office that I was calling to scream at has the most open opportunities. Do I really want to sell our products and have our cost of goods go up and then turn around and deliver those to customers who are not going to pay us? That might look worse for our cash flow than trying to correct that. So combining SAP data and Salesforce data could potentially have some real use at our organization. So I'm glad that I was smart enough today to ask them to build this for me so that we can move on. What's also interesting is it comes in and shows me, hey, there's this many opportunities that are not even associated to a sales office. That could be a data quality issue that I need to know about before I go yelling at someone because all of those opportunities might really be for Hamburg or Stuttgart. So now I got to call somebody in our data team and say, hey, what's going on here? Somebody missed something in a cross reference. We need to get that fixed. And the beautiful thing is the Insight Advisor finds those anomalies and lets end users know before they just go running off blindly yelling at someone as I almost did. Well, I've got another question because now I need to know, hey, how do these open opportunities and their amounts relate to each other? So what's wonderful is I can ask a deeper question like that. Show me the open deals and the open amount for each salesperson. And now it comes back and shows me this chart with dots. Well, that's kind of interesting because there's this gray dot out here that I think they call that kind of a thing an outlier, right? Now let me find out. Is that an outlier? Yep, yep. The person next to me is giving me a thumbs up. That's called an outlier, and I might want to drive in and explore this further. Well, when I push this, now Qlik helps me by taking me into the application. And what it's going to do inside the application for me is ask that exact same question. So here I go. I'm clicking the button. It asks me inside of the app, and it's at its insights inside the app with that question. Only now, instead of only giving me that scatter plot, which I may or may not have the data literacy to consume, it also shows it to me in a variety of other ways, like a table. Why, yes, I'm a big cheese executive officer. That's exactly what I want to see. I want that table so that if I need to know exactly how much for each salesperson, I can look at that. But it is hard for me to figure out where those outliers are looking at raw data because all those numbers just start blending together with my ancient eyes. What I really like is this alternative approach that it shows me to a normal scatter plot. Check this out. It actually ran a k-means clustering behind the scenes for me to say, geez, Dalton, you might want to look at outliers and you might not really understand how to find them in a normal chart. So let's run this thing to identify those outliers and color them for you. So I add that to my sheet. And now I want to go take a look at my sheet and see these values. Well, sure enough, as I start looking at this sheet, if I press that I'm done editing, I can start looking at these things and I see these different outliers. I got to tell you, I'm kind of hooked on this analytics stuff now and the ability to start seeing stories automatically based on just asking questions and how it encourages me to want to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the data. And you know what? Before they fire me for completely screwing up as a big cheese officer, I think I'll settle for just being the Qlik dork. Y'all have a great day.